Okay, so for your exam, just like in first semester, you're going to be creating a digital portfolio of the work that you've completed during the semester. However, instead of a multiple choice test to go along with that, you're going to be creating something, and that is going to be your choice board. So let's talk about the portfolio first, and then we'll get into the choice board. You're going to create a portfolio of your best work from the semester. Now, if you're satisfied with your grade that you received, the only thing you need to do is take the screenshot of your submitted work and the grade. So that grade that you got on it will count towards your final exam. So I'm going to go back into my home screen here real quick and go into student view. So now I can show you like what I'm talking about here. What you're going to do is, actually, you know what? I'm going to go and open up the modules in another one here. And then I'm going to go and add that. Okay, there we go. So we are going to go to the grades link in Canvas first. So I'm in student view here. I'm going to get out of that one. And so you're going to click on grades. And then this will pull up all of your grades that you received for the semester. Now, it is broken down by marking period. So this is for my little fake test student here. And when you go and look at the bottom here where it says load 4th hour final exam portfolio and choice board in a new window, it is going to pull up here. Mine's going to look a little different. Open. There we go. So this is what it's going to look like. So if you would go ahead and pull this open right now and put your name, so first and last name on your first one here. Is it green for you or is it red? Is it red? Last hour, I originally had it as red, but then I was like, I should have made it green for Gatsby because of the green light. And so I changed it on mine. So if yours is red, it's still the correct one. I'm sorry. And the first thing that you're going to be doing is looking at your EDP. Now that is from marking period 4. I even went and put what marking period everything was from just to make things a little easier. Because let's face it, if you can remember all the way back to that in January, I'm really impressed. So what you would do is under the grades section in Canvas, you'd go under the grading period and you change it from marking period 6, which is what we're in right now. And you're going to change it to marking period 4 and then click the apply button. Then it takes a minute. And then you scroll down until you see the EDP. You're going to click on it. This is the screen that you are going to go and submit. Okay, does that make sense? So you would go and take the screenshot of this. You'd save it into your drive. And then in the portfolio here, you would go and truthfully, the easiest is to go and right click and then replace image. And then you can upload it from your computer or your drive, your files. I'm not quite sure how it works on the Chromebook because this is a desk or this is a laptop. So it might be a little different. But as long as you saved it, your screenshot, you're good to go. Now, please make sure that you go and load yours and that you don't go and just like leave the student view one, the sample one. An easy way to see whether or not it is yours or not is you see this like purpley pink thing at the bottom. That means that I'm logged in as a fake student right now. So if you see that, it means that you didn't replace the image yet, okay? Or you might just want to go and put like a little note to yourself that says done or need to upload. You know, use this to go and make notes on it. That's perfectly fine. And then on this part, you're going to add a 1-paragraph reflection. So like in January, we completed the EDP. I had to go and create a resume. I had to go and upload. We had to do the career matchmaker and just make sure everything still fits. And I'm starting to think about my senior year. And that's about it. Okay, does that make sense for that part? Cool. What's that? All right. Next one then is a slice of life assignment. So you may be thinking, what? I don't remember that. That was your stop motion animation, and this is for marking period 5. So if you go back into the grades, should still work for me. Okay, good. And if you go into marking period 5, press apply. And it should be the top one, right? Yeah, a slice of life assignment. Yep. because this one was worth 20 points. Yep, it is. Let me double check. Yeah, 20 points. So your EDP was worth 100 points. The slice of life assignment is going to be worth 20. You would again do the screenshot here. And in your portfolio, you would replace it and put in your one paragraph reflection on there. A lot of you didn't know how to do stop motion. So that could be like what you are focusing on now of like, wow, I learned how to do that. And this was a story that I told. I got frustrated with this part because but I learned how to do this through this way, that kind of thing. Does that make sense? Cool. Next one then, you're going to choose 2 of the following, and all assignments can be found in marking period 6. Please do not reuse the same one. So you can't use like your illusions from chapter 4 twice. You can only use it once. So what you would do is in your grades in Canvas, you would go into marking period 6 and you would scroll on down. Let's say that it was the Gatsby chapter 4 Instagram. You would go and take a screenshot of that and upload it there. And then you'd go and put the, oops, I'm in the wrong one. You would go and please put which one that you chose. That'd be super. You can even just go and like copy and paste it from right here so that we don't have to type it. Make it a little easier on yourself. Then replace the image and then write your one paragraph reflection. Choice 2, put a different one. So let's say that it was Gatsby's origin story. There are a lot of cool ones for that. I like those. Gatsby's origin story. So there's Gatsby's origin story. By the way, if you have trouble finding things on, especially in a big list on stuff, or if you're searching for things, if you go up to the 3 dots and go to find or press Control F, you can always just go and type in part of something and it'll pop up for you. So like if I just type in origin, there it goes right there. It's very helpful. I use this all the time in my life. It's a lifesaver and it's phenomenal. So same thing, you're going to do a screenshot and then you're going to go and replace the image and either upload it from your computer or your drive, wherever you have it saved, and then add your one paragraph reflection. Does that part make sense? Cool. Now, let's talk about the thing that y'all are going to be creating. Woo, it's a new thing. So this one's going to be worth 50 points. So that's about like a third of your final exam grade here. So your exam is going to be worth a total of 190 points. I know that's kind of a weird number, but truthfully, I didn't want to make it worth 60 because it messes up my rubric. So I made it 50 and I was like, I'm just going to have to deal with it. Either that or I was going to have to do like a couple, like all of the assignments for Gatsby. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So 190. You're going to just upload your completed project in the slide and you're just like, wait a minute, what project, Mrs. Brown? I'm so glad you asked. So if you go in here, actually, I'm going to go and leave student view real quick. There we go. If you go and this is our last one, slide 6, it says Gatsby choice board. Click here for the instructions. So you're going to click there and then you're going to go and open up this new slide deck here. And it says to choose one option for your project. So please do not do all 6. That would be so much work. Please don't do that to yourself. Just one and only one option for your project. You're going to put your finished product in the final exam slides. So that was that English 11B portfolio. It's going to be right in here that you're going to add it. And these are your options. So let's go ahead. Each of these are hyperlinked. If you wanted to just go and click on it, you can go directly to there. I'm just going to go onto the next one for the slides. So for my people who really don't like to appear on camera, but they're okay with the sound of their voice. That was me like last year. I was like, I don't like being in front of the camera, and now I don't care. You could do a podcast. Does anyone listen to podcasts? I'm just curious. I love podcasts. True crime? Oh, God. Yes. Oh, cool. That sounds amazing. Mine is all about education. Like when I'm like working out, I was just like listening to some educational things. I'm like, okay, that my husband thinks I'm weird, but let's face it, I am. 2 old ladies having tea. That's adorable. but talking about murder cases, I could see some, like where my mom lives, I could see that. So for the podcast, you could go and do it from the perspective of one of the characters. Doesn't matter if they're alive or dead. You can go and, pretend to have them be resurrected, like Wilson, if you wanted a Wilson podcast, a Myrtle podcast, a Gatsby podcast. That's fine. Of like, what questions would you ask that particular character, and how would they go and explain their actions within The Great Gatsby? Please write a script. Please do not just go and wing it, because you'll get a lot of uhs and a lot of awkward silence. It just doesn't work very well. If you don't want to go with complete script, at least like the highlights of your outline, some notes, things to talk about, so that way you'll have at least 5 to 10 minutes of talking about it. You really want to go like dive deep into that character and look at like their motivations that led to their actions, and then like some of their darkest secrets. I really feel that Tom would be a fascinating one because he's such a jerk. And also, like Daisy alluded to more of his infidelities in chapter 7, but we don't know that backstory, so I find that fascinating. Daisy, I think, would also be a really cool one too. You could also do it as a true crime podcast in case you're a fan of that. You could create your own. So you could go and delve into the dark secrets of the Buchanan marriage. Like, what if Tom and Daisy have like a Gatsby-esque character in every single one of these towns, and they're actually like secret serial killers? I just kind of think about that sometimes, and I'm like, oh gosh. And I think that there's enough textual evidence in there that could go and support it. Just saying. Especially like with how often Daisy dated. If we're gonna go like, and how much they moved around, yeah, because you know that Tom had an affair in every single town. So I did. I did. And they were like, oh, cool. Um, you could use Anchor FM. Anchor FM is actually a real podcast. So if you want other people to be able to listen to it, use Anchor, but it's really easy to use. It's pretty easy to go and like select music and do like the little intros and everything. That It's a nice one. If you're just like, no, I don't want people to be able to listen to it, you can do Flipgrid. With the Flipgrid, it's a podcast, so you don't need to appear on it. I just need to hear your voice. What's that? Podbean? Well, oh, that's a different one. Okay. Send me that link. I want to check it out. It sounds entertaining. So your podcast should be between 5 to 10 minutes long. You would just go and copy the URL of your recording and paste it into the portfolio, which again is this one. You add your URL. Just as a heads up for your Flipgrids, pretty much every option has some kind of Flipgrid involvement in there. I do have all of your Flipgrids set to private. So that means I'm going to be the only one who sees it. Okay. So just as a heads up for you. And if you can't find, like, let's say you forgot to grab the URL when it pops up saying that it's done. If you go like underneath your face on the right-hand side, or your name, click on it and go to like your Flipgrids. I think it says my Flipgrid on there. Let's go look at it right now, because I'm going to forget Flipgrid. Again, then all of the ones that you've ever created will go and pop up. And I want to be like a student right now. So it'll be like under here, it'll be under your profile. And I'm in as an educator. I don't want to be in it as an educator. I want to be in as a Flipgrid student. Sorry. Okay, here we go. So you click under your name and you go to my Flipgrid. Yep. You have to log in with your Bundle account. And then your responses will be right in here. I just went and deleted all of mine recently. So unfortunately, I don't have any in there, but it'll be right there, and you can go and find your URL at that point, okay? Okay, next one. So many of you guys were excited for the 12th grade Macbeth Music Challenge that I decided to bring it back for the Gatsby one. So you would be randomly assigned a specific character and music decade for the chapters. You're going to get a total of 5 chapters. So it'd be like Nick in chapter 5, Daisy in chapter 1, Myrtle in chapter 7, blah, blah, blah. And then you would go and get a randomized decade. I decided to make it a little easier rather and not give you a genre of music. So let me just pop this over and show you real quick. This is what the randomizer looks like. Yeah, exactly. Do you need a coupon? No, I don't. Thank you. Not currently, but thank you, sir. And so like if it were me right now, I'd get Gatsby chapter 6. Yay! Close. And then I would go and pull this over. This is seriously how I'm going to go and find everybody's stuff. Oh, 60s. You could definitely get some stalkery songs in 60s. And it'd be the 1960s. So that would be your for one of them, and you get 5 total, okay? A lot of it is, yeah. Like truthfully, anything with Gatsby or Myrtle, I'm really hoping for like some 80s and 90s, especially like some Rick Astley or Sting. Yeah. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye. Gatsby and Myrtle. So songs cannot be from a previous Gatsby movie soundtrack. Okay, so you cannot use any of those. Sorry, no. You look it up. Look it up first and be like, okay, I cannot use these. So no. Good question. I'm glad you asked. So no. Look at it of what was going on in the plot. What is that character feeling in that moment within that specific chapter? And then go and try to find a song that way. Now, if you are thinking about using this as your project, I have to know by Friday at 2:00. Friday, June 4th by 2:00. So in that way I can go and do the randomizer and email it to you. And then that way you have enough time to go and find a song, look back at the chapter and be like, okay, this is what was going on. Truthfully, I would look at the love triangles assignment in order to be like, oh yeah, that's what was happening in this one. Okay. That's one of the reasons that I had you guys do that too, just in case. All right. So to do this one, you would go to Flipgrid, and I'm just going to let you know it is easiest to do it on your phone and to download the Flipgrid app, because then you can go and easily pull up the music and have it be playing like from your Amazon or Spotify list. It works on your phone. It won't work on your Chromebook or your computer. For some reason, there's a weird glitch. The workaround that is if you're just like, well, I don't have enough room on my phone to download yet another app, or I just don't want to, Mrs. Brown, that's fine too, is still use your phone to just play the music in the background. It just have it turned up enough so that way I can actually hear it. It'll be fine. Well, there's something else on there. So it goes through and shows you it step by step of how to do that, of what you want to do with it. Okay. Anyone kind of interested in that? Yay. This one is a food truck. I don't know, for my little foodies out there, you don't actually have to go and make food, but I like this idea. And truthfully, if you want to go and make the food, I'm not gonna like be upset. It'd be kind of fun. But you guys know what food trucks are. They go from like greasy to gourmet. Let's face it, if it was Wilson, it would probably be like more affordable food, more approachable food, because because he's my favorite character ever. Yes, he killed someone, but he's still my favorite character. It was out of love. Oh, it's all cans. That could be the ambiance. That'd be the vibe from it. I love it. Um, I do have to say one of the disturbing slash funniest ones that I've seen for a food truck was a Roadkill Cafe, and it was run by Myrtle. Yeah, yeah. There used to be one in Bertrand. I don't know if it's still there or not, but it's out like by the movie theater, and I was just like, oh gosh. Yeah, yeah. So what you would do is you would brainstorm and imagine. This is a little brainstorming thing for you to help you out. Like just just different ways in order to be on there. You'd have to go and justify everything that's on the menu and why. You're going to go and create a little poster. And truthfully, when I say poster, I mean that it's going to be a little printout of this. So, I mean, if you want to go and make it into big poster size, feel free, but you don't have to. I can just print this out for you. Or if you're online, you'd have to print it out yourself. Sorry. Um, or just like hand draw it. I'm fine with that too. Um, you could. That'd be fun. But again, remember, we only have like a week, so don't go too crazy here. Then you would have a Flipgrid explaining yourself of like all of your reasons, and then you'd go and upload the completed poster menu and Flipgrid and paste it into here. So if you go and do your poster, you would just go and add another slide on there and then just have a picture of it. Make it a little easier on yourself. Anyone kind of interested in that? I was trying to make fun and weird things, just different things. Next one's an art piece for my artistes. If you are not very good at drawing, please don't choose this one. Like, not to be mean, but just please don't, because I am going to grade you on the quality of your work. So like if you go and take 2 minutes in order to draw me some stick figures that are on like a crumpled piece of paper that has been at like the bottom of your locker all year, I'm going to judge it a little bit. I'm going to be like, what is this? I mean, could you probably make it work? I don't know. I'm not an artist, so I don't know. The old paper represents Wilson's love that will never die. It's Gatsby's love that will never die. Um, Maybe you could do like a sculpture, you could do painting, you could do a 3D model, you could do stop motion animation for my people who really enjoyed that. You could do a drawing. If you do a drawing, please make sure it's on unlined paper. I have lots of unlined paper. It must be in color. For my online students, if you really don't have access to that, come up to the school. That's fine. I will let you have some of my colored pencils, and I will gladly give you paper. That's perfectly fine. If you have another idea, just let me know. I'll probably approve it. I'll probably be like, okay. But if it's like too big, I'm going to be like, listen, I don't think you can do this in a week. Just for your own sanity, don't do that. A mosaic is actually really fun. I have done that before and it's really cool. And also I would like it if you took like some pictures of yourself during the process. Someone in my last hour just asked if they could do like a time-lapse video and I was like, that sounds amazing. But truthfully, the reason that I'm asking for it is I'd like to be able to see you at work because I find art fascinating because I'm so bad at it. But also I'd like to send the pictures to the yearbook. And then you'd have a 2-minute reflection on Flipgrid. For my people who love to act and be in front of the camera, this would be your video interview where you'd have a fictional interview video with like a protagonist, antagonist, the author, F. Scott Fitzgerald, maybe Zelda could play a little role in there, maybe with F. Scott Fitzgerald. Be like, Zelda, how do you feel about being based, like Daisy being based upon you, plus one of his exes? Be like, well, so glad you asked. If you do that, you might want to read a little bit more about F. Scott Fitzgerald and Zelda because they are some fascinating humans. So make sure you're delving into the why. Don't just make it like an episode of Jerry where they're fighting all the time. That was already chapter 7. We don't need more of that drama. You can create it in Flipgrid. You can create it in WeVideo. You can create it any other app as long as I get the link for it and you're good to go. And you'll turn in that link so that way I can see it. Also, please make sure that I can access the link. Please don't make it where like I can't, because if I can't access it, I can't grade it. And then this is also, I promised you guys that this was coming. My gamers, my builders, here you go, as promised. So if you love to go and build, like in Minecraft or Animal Crossing or The Sims, this is your choice. Heads up though, I am not buying you a PlayStation. I'm not buying you The Sims and all of the packs. I'm not buying you Minecraft and I'm not buying you Animal Crossing. You have to already have access to it. I'm sorry. So if you don't, this is not your option. I'm sorry, but they did just release the interior design and I hear it's good, although it's buggy. I hear it's buggy, but that's okay. But I know that I'm kind of looking at that one truthfully. I have my eye on it. Yeah, the Seasons is also really good. Like I love the Seasons one. It's just there all the time and I like it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you are just going to do one room. You do not have to go and create the entire mansion or anything like that. No, no, no. Just one room. One. And just go to like Bulldoze a site or something, create a box and decorate. You don't even have to create the character. That's fine. Just create some rando sim or whatever. That's fine. But every single thing that goes into that room, you have to justify why that specific one fits your character. Okay. So, like, if it's Myrtle, truthfully, it should look like it's bordering upon a hoarder. Because she was all about spending so much money, and there's going to be all kinds of, you would go into the clutter for this. I have the Sims, so that's the one I'm going to be referring to the most. I don't have Animal Crossing or Minecraft. My nieces do, and they don't let me play because I'm not over there enough. So that's why. I'm sure they'd let me because they're sweet. So you're using the evidence from the book in order to justify every single thing. I did give you like Little Simsy. Little Simsy is a good one. She does a ton of room builds, and she builds. She's amazing with that. I'm not a very good builder. It takes me like 3 hours per room. Yeah, it does, and a lot of the times the colors don't match. Like, why don't any of the yellows match? Right. It bothers me. And I don't have the CCs because it'll probably crash my computer. And so anyway, that's not about this life right now. I'm talking about our choice board. So record yourself creating your build. What I would suggest that you do is like take your Chromebook. You have the option to record on your Chromebook. Just make sure that it's set there and record it into your drive. Like it doesn't have to be super high quality. I just need to be able to see you, and like that way you can be explaining it as you're going, and then it doesn't go and like lag your computer, or like if you have your PlayStation, makes it just a little bit easier. So we're doing like low key stuff where it doesn't have to be like a YouTuber's gaming channel or anything. It doesn't have to look like it's coming from Twitch. No, we don't need that. Low key. Okay. You could even truthfully record it like up to 10 minutes worth in Flipgrid if you wanted. Make it a little easier on yourself. So those are options. Think about it, let me know. And I cannot wait to see like what you guys come up with. This will be what your exam is. So your choice board plus your screenshots will be your final exam. All right. So let me know if you have any questions, and I really cannot wait to see this.